Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and this is an interesting video because I actually did record it and now I have to re-record it because new information has popped up, big information. But the video, Sergeant Rock, remember that for DC, that originally was going to star Daniel Craig, but he walked away, and I think the original director walked away. I can't remember whether that's accurate or not. And then they apparently offered the role to Colin Farrell. That's right, James Gunn went, hey, Matt Reeves, we're taking your Penguin actor for Sergeant Rock. And that was never fully confirmed that Colin Farrell had accepted the role or anything like that, but it was offered the role. The movie has now been scrapped, apparently, that they've cancelled the thing altogether. And in the previous video and information about this, it was unclear as to why exactly it was cancelled. There seemed to be something, one person was saying, oh, I think it was due to scheduling, that it was meant to start this summer in the UK, but they weren't going to be ready in time and all this type of stuff. While everyone else was saying there's no actual clear indication as to why this movie has been put on ice. And now we do have this update regarding why this movie seems to be cancelled, at least for now, and it's apparently down to the director's abilities, that they don't have confidence in the director. So let's actually have a look at this new article that goes over this. So it says, yesterday we learned that DC Studios had halted production on Sergeant Rock. The movie, written by Justin Krediskis and directed by Luca Guadagnino, was in the middle of pre-production in the UK and had started assembling its cast. So we now have additional updates from the trades, starting with the Hollywood Reporter. One insider tells them that it came down to the project's scheduling needs of shooting outdoors. Deadline, meanwhile, explained shooting this summer was unattainable, as the team would have had to rush through prep to hit the right weather conditions at the right time. So this seems to be more information about the whole summer shooting, that they wouldn't be ready. And as I said in my previous recording for this, was that made no sense to me, being the fact that they're already shooting Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow in the UK. So surely you could just take some of the resources from there, because once they're finished, you would have all that stuff there and teams there to go with it. But apparently that's not the case. So it's saying the UK weather is inconsistent at best, but it's only May. And it's not really until late October, early November that the country starts looking particularly autumn and then wintry. With that in mind, it's hard to buy into this explanation. The Hollywood Reporter shares another possible explanation by revealing another source raised the possibility that Luca remained untested in the realm of action movies, and even thought the budget was in the 70 million range, a paltry sum for a comic book movie. Higher-ups may have wavered in their confidence. Making this news all the more unusual is the fact that Deadline points out that Luca was scouting locations last week and that the studio was far down the line with Alien Romulus breakout David Johnson to join Farrell. Are we really supposed to believe a movie this far down the line was essentially scrapped because DC Studios was concerned it wouldn't be sunny enough? Something isn't adding up, and James Gunn has yet to weigh in on the news. So they seemingly pointing fingers at everything. And again, it all just seems a bit weird. So it's the case of, you hired this director, you wanted this director to do it, you had him scouting locations, all this type of stuff. You started the casting process, and at the last minute, you went, we've no confidence in him. Why would you not just get rid of him and bring in someone else then? Keep everything that's as far in to this production that they are already in, and go, hey, we just don't need you to direct. We don't have confidence. Maybe this isn't oh, isn't for you, we'll bring in someone else. No, they scrapped the entire movie. And one, as you can see, one side is blaming the fact that they won't be ready to shoot in the summer, which it makes no sense. Even this article points that out, saying it's only May. Typically, when you say we're shooting in the summer, you would think late to early July, June to July. Not now, so that excuse makes no sense. The budget has nothing to do with it. Apparently, it's meant to cost less than $70 million. For people saying that couldn't possibly be right for a movie like this, well, the reported budget for Clayface is only $40 million. So a movie like this, you could do for quite a low budget. But clearly, there's no confidence in this. And I said in the previous recording for this that one of my speculations is maybe they offered the role to Colin Farrell and stuff. Maybe he turned it down. And maybe that was one of the big issues now, was the fact that people they were offering roles to were starting to turn it down. They were just like, no, I've no interest in doing this with DC and stuff like that. Maybe that's actually what's happening. Because this far into the process to go, we've no confidence in the director, makes no sense. To say, we've no confidence in the British weather, makes no sense. And just everything they're saying, it doesn't add up. To me, it sounds more like the actors. They can't get actors. That actors are just going, yeah, I have no interest in doing this. I think that's possibly one of the issues, and that they're saying, this is the production start and we can't get anyone to sign on to this movie. That's possibly what the issue is. If there's more updates, we'll probably have a look and see if it's worth making a video about. But as of now, this movie is cancelled. They are saying, could it actually start shooting next year instead? That wouldn't really line up with the idea that they're losing faith in the director. But at this stage, who bloody knows? And let's face facts, not a living soul was asking for a Sergeant Rock movie. So we'll see what happens. But with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.